Sure. Second leg of the day. Grixis Shadow, featuring a new card from Strixhaven, Expressive Iteration. It's a card that we've played a couple leagues with before. It's really great to kind of bridge over that mid to late game portion of the match where you've gotten through surviving the early turns. Now you need to get a threat, get your interaction up, and close out the game. Iteration's often a 2-mana draw two out of your top 3, like Anticipate with a plus. But we don't really know what kind of Grixis shell's the best to jam it into right now. The one we're trying out today is a little throwback to the old Shadow days of Gurmag Angler, Street Wraith, Thought Scour, Stubborn Denial, Shadow. The lean, mean Shadow machine, where you're trying to play off 1 or 2 lands as often as possible, getting your threats down quick, protecting with Stubborn Denial, disrupting your opponent with Thoughtseize and Inquisition, killing their board with Dismember and Fatal Push. Some of the considerations here, and someone actually just brought it up in chat, not running Drown in the Loch. I think a big part of this is because of Expressive Iteration. If we're wanting to cast it on turn 3, we've only got 1 mana open, so we want to maximize our ability to interact for 1 mana. And that's kind of the nod to Dismember here. Could also play Gurmag or Shadow off of 1 mana. In the sideboard, 2 copies of Ceremonious Rejection for Tron, Eldrazi Tron, 2 Disdainful Stroke for Tron, Eldrazi Tron, as well as or Tron and Eldrazi Tron, as well as any of the Primeval Titan decks, or the random Gruul Luca deck that we run into apparently. 2 copies of Terminate for the creature matchups, as well as Prowess. 2 copies of Kolaghan's Command for the mid-range matchups. 3 Soul Guide Lanterns for Grave Hate. 3 Kozilek's Return for the Auriok Champion matchups. And a spicy little Jace Vryn's Prodigy floating around to kind of act as a card advantage engine post-board. So, this is what we're running with. Let's jump into our league and see what we can do. Stream Decker should be updated, so if you need any information on the deck list, if you just hit !deck or deck list in chat, you should be able to find that. All right, match number 1. And we win the die roll. We're on a roll. Do you have any idea what to replace Hex Drinkers with in Jund Shadow? That's a very, very loaded question. What is your goal for that spot? Because if you say your goal is to have a replacement Hex Drinker, nothing does what Hex Drinker does. That's why Hex Drinker is Hex Drinker. So you're going to need a better goal than that. All right, Polluted Delta on top. I'll take that. Yeah, like Dregboy said there, you're not going to be replacing Hex Drinker 1 for 1. So, like, if you want to replace it with something else, you either need to adjust what the deck is trying to do, or change up. I guess way of thinking doesn't sound right. Change up your plan for that 1-drop slot. So we could fetch Shock a Blood Crypt, play a Shadow. If they go to Lava Dart it, we Street Wraith. Yeah, like, Swift Spear is fine. You just have to accept that, like, if you go with Swift Spear, you have to change up what the deck's trying to accomplish. There's this little Ice 9 action. It is. So I'm going to cycle first. If I hit, like, a fetch land or something there, I might not even want to counter this. In fact, I'm still pretty on the fence about it. If I don't counter it, I'm hitting for 7, and I've got essentially 2 draws to find a fetch land. If I do counter it, then there's a good chance that he plays another land destruction spell next turn. Nothing really changes. I think I'm going to let this go. Like, maybe this is wrong. Maybe I should have just played the second Shadow. Maybe I get rewarded anyway. Redis coming in with the gifted sub to Blowfish. Thank you so much for the support. Blowfish, welcome to the subscribers. Enjoy access to all of our sweet custom Death Shadow emotes. Matt's gifted a few subs to the channel. And I'm always appreciative. Got there. Alright. AVP's okay. Whole lot of not great stuff. Baneful Strokes can be okay. Fatal Pushes are terrible. Probably just have to bring in like a K command. There's the next level play of bringing in Terminate, because I know the list has played Magus of the Tabernacle. Yeah, Magus of the Tabernacle in the past. Getting lulled into a false sense of security here, thinking they don't have the mana tithe. Death's Shadow. Let's just go Bloodstained Mire, pass. They can't sit here and like Cleansing Wildfire me or something this turn. Yeah, I don't know which variant it is yet, but usually like Cascading Cataracts plus Boom Bust would lead me a little bit more to believe Ice 9 variant.
What is this place?
Am I getting down Shadow here? I think so. You go like Blood Crypt plus Steam Vents. Just so I know that I've got a red source left after. Trying to figure out what kind of food to order tonight. Help me out. Help me chat, Mr. Streamer. Have you had Italian recently?
What is this place?
I'm a big Italian fan, so I've got to ask. Thai. Thai's a good option as well. We got the lightning bolt, sure.
What is this place?
Stone Rain, you got it. Little punished for land choices here. Wrath of God, Seasoned Pyromancer, Karn the Great Creator. Pizza Hut is technically Italian takeout. You're not wrong. Not wrong. Alright. When it whiffs there, and we draw into a Disdainful Stroke. Now, I don't know if y'all are aware, but Disdainful Stroke is a pretty decent card when your opponent has got things such as Wrath of God in their deck. Just in case you were unaware, I know it catches some people off guard. I think thinking about cracking this silent clearing. And I just have a purge. Purge is a pretty good blind one there. I think we'll just go after the Seasoned Pyromancer here, more than likely. Yep. You have to be careful about this lightning bolt. Ah! Yep. The old mana tithe. Alright, so something like a shadow would be best draw here. Game's so easy. Game is so easy. Am I shocking? This here is the reason I'm glad most lists moved away from Angler to Scourge to Angler is the worst feel. I mean, I wouldn't call it the worst feel. I've seen worse feels. That's a pretty bad feel. I'll give you that one. We're playing around second Wrath of God. Yeah, we'll just pass. Like, I can afford to play around second Wrath of God, so why not? You're right, 3 anglers the worst field. Exactly. Like, don't come at me with that 2 angler feels bad nonsense. Alright. Hopefully that should kind of close the door a little bit here. I'm definitely not playing angler now because I don't want to like tap down to 2 mana and have them have access to Wrath of God plus Mana Tithe. If they just have double bolt, they have double bolt. Yep. I'm never gonna play around double lightning bolt out of the land destruction deck. I'm just not gonna bring in K command, right? Ceremonious rejection. Did they play 4 bolts that game? I think they just played 3. Alright. Cycle looking for hand disruption. Can we find a shadow? Nope. Worth a try. One on shadow, one on snappy, double face, right? I thought the shadow was game 1. How do I feel about the the Yogg matchup? Funny you should ask. I don't feel great about it, but I feel like I have gotten extremely lucky playing against it recently. So I wouldn't go as far as saying that I think I'm favored by any means. I've got draws that can line up, but it's a matchup that I'm more than happy to avoid more often than not. Double Nahiri Stone Rain. Good answer. I mean, that's about all I can say for that one, right? Like, I don't want to run into it. I'm sure there are other people that have had better luck against it, but I'm A-okay dodging it as much as I can. I've had bad experiences locally with a Yawgmoth player who you might actually know. Actually, I know you know. Carlos here has played Yawgmoth against me and sideboarded like Chameleon Colossus and Thrun. Oh, I know who you are. I saw the boss MTG and it was immediately, oh yeah, Tom's in here. And he's probably trying to goad me into an answer on this Yawgmoth question. Yes, Silos. I play in the central Mississippi area, so Silos has his taco shop right down the street from our store. Alright, I know he's got Stone Rain. I'm just gonna get this this Jace out. But yeah, like, my hands against you in the challenge were... Game 1, I drew like a god. Nothing I can say about that one. Game 2, I was scared to death of Rankle and had to play around that pretty conservatively. I think it got a lot better once I had the mana to play out Scourge and hold up the Bolt. And it just so happened that I had the Battle Rage in hand and was able to navigate life totals, but drew into the second Lightning Bolt. It kind of gave me the little bit of push there. It discards Stone Rain. That's kind of interesting. My iterationing here. I could Thought Scour to try to flip Jace. Nah, I think I just iteration. Grixisism, thank you so much for the follow. Hope you're having an awesome, was it Tuesday? Yeah, Tuesday, wherever you're at in the world. Appreciate you coming around. Alright, so we're just going to add Stubborn Denial to hand and exile Bloodstained Mire, because it can get... Or no, we got to exile... Or the rest of these goes on the bottom, right? Yeah. But I can exile Bloodstained Mire and have access to Steam Vents if I want it. Yeah, I'll do that. Or put a card. Alright, exile one of them. Bloodstained Mire. Okay. Complicated one to come out of. Since you're a streamer and no Carlos, I ain't mad at you. Well, that's all I can ask for, right? Like, I've also played against a whole... Okay, here's actually a good question since you're here. Why is it that Central and Southern Mississippi and Louisiana have so many really good Infect players? What has caused that to happen? Because it blows my mind every time I think about it. We've got like you over here, we've got Aaron over here, Thomas Lunardini, who's won a bunch of tournaments in Central Mississippi over here. Comes from the swamp. Does Mississippi have swamps? We've got a few down on the coast. Nothing like Louisiana, but a few in like southwestern Mississippi. Alright, so let's stop any Nahiri shenanigans. We can get Steam Vents here so we can try to snap stub their next play. Mostly me. Austin lost 2 winning ends at a PT with my Modern Infect list at PTDC like 2015. So I'm still mad at Austin because he knocked me out on my first open winning in, like, God, SCG Dallas or something a few years ago. I was like a little bit peeved at him for that one. Super nice guy, but he was playing like hard Esper control and Shadow just has no chance against that whatsoever. Alright, so I can Battle Rage Gurmag, like Shock In Blood Crypt, Battle Rage Gurmag, plan on flipping Jace, replaying Battle Rage next turn. Is that my best play? I guess we can see how they block first. We've got 4 cards in hand, and I only know about one of them. Yeah. Mainly doing this because I have a free block with Jace here. Like, I can block with Jace, flip it so it doesn't take any damage, then have Snap Drown. If they just go for, like... Do you have the Mana Tithe as well? Oh, man. Show me the Mana Tithe. Make me hate my life. I'm so absolutely positive that you've got it, but here we are. Oh man, make them have it every time. Want to know? Let's go to match 2, see what we got. But yeah, I had one of my funniest experiences ever down in Louisiana. It was some event that went on there. I couldn't remember for the life of me who was running it, but I know like Tannen was working one of the vendor booths, and I'm sitting down before my first match, like in the players meeting, and it's like me, Jody Keith is right across the table from me, and like we're not playing round 1, we're just sitting around for the players meeting, and Jody's got his deck list in front of him, and he's taking a couple pictures of it, and the guy next to him is like, hey, are you taking those for like your patron or Patreon or whatever? And Jody's like, yeah, I gotta upload it for the content, whatever. And the guy's like, oh, so I can just like go sign up for your Patreon right now and get you or get your deck list before the event starts and know what you're playing. And Jody just turns to this guy like without missing a beat. It's just like, you give me $5, we'll skip the middleman. I'll let you take pictures of it yourself right here. I probably spent like 20 minutes of my first round match trying not to die out laughing. South keeps it real. Me, Aaron Austin were tight-knit and played hard in the IRL matches. The competition pushed us all. That's what I hear. Like, competition, especially in Southeast Louisiana, pretty hardcore. Well, I guess Aaron's more of the Mississippi crew. Not that there's really too much of a Mississippi crew. Alright, so Prismari Command pretty much gives away through the breach. Me and Jody go way back too. Like, that whole group down there is pretty insane, full of players. We're pretty full of insane players. Alright, take a remand. I know they're drawing a Prismari Command. I just want to be able to land this Gurmag Angler. Probably going to have to take a Lightning Bolt next turn to make sure that Angler can live. You know the story of Tannen Grace and Van Blue? I don't, but now I'm curious. Alright, Cryptic Command off the top. Don't care about that one. Now I don't have to Inquisition away a Lightning Bolt. Find a Stubborn Denial. That's a pretty fantastic draw for me. So I think we're just going all in on a Gurmag here while they can't do anything about it. There you go. Draw into a Cryptic Command that we know about. Alright. Start by cracking in. Tell you next time we talk, it's one of my favorites. You got me curious now. You gave me that little bit of a teaser here. Flash and Snapcaster to block, sure. Get a free Snapcaster out of the way. What am I doing here? I could Inquisition a Lightning Bolt, play a Shadow. I think I'm just going to Inquisition Archmage's Charm and get down Shadow. They can only get one blue source, or one red source here. And if they do that and go after my Shadow, I can stub it, or just let it die and feed the second Gurmag Angler. I don't think I'm too needy of the Gurmag at the moment. Counter that. He's got a whole bunch of awkward spells in their hand. I don't particularly care about most of them. Guess I shouldn't say that too much because I don't want to die to bolt, bolt, snap, bolt either. But I do feel like I kind of need to push my advantage while I can. Snapcaster. Alright. Don't really care about a Snapcaster. Important thing is I know they're not Cryptic Commanding next turn. Alright. So, Disdainful Strokes coming in. Jace coming in. Soul Guide's a possibility, but I'm not really thrilled about it. We remember very quickly while we were running Liliana's Triumph last time. God knows that card did some work in the matchup. Fatal Pushes can come out. Trim a Dismember and call it a day. So for anybody that didn't check out the challenge games yet, we got to play Tom in the first round, the top 8. Some of his draws didn't line up as well as they could have. Game 1, got stuck on a 1-lander for a bit, and we were able to develop our board. Game 2, I just drew some nut cards, nothing to say there. But we did play against the blue-red through the Breach deck multiple times and got to Liliana's Triumph and Emrakul against all of them. So, if you ever need some fun, spicy tech and you're losing to Through the Breached Emrakuls, there's an instant speed edict for you. This hand's pretty bad. Throw this back. This hand's pretty great. Just ditching Bobble. All right, opponent, what you got? By what you got, I mean I would like to take a look at the contents of your hand. Please don't flusterstorm me. Remand, Bolt, Awakening. Let's take a Remand. We're going to see if we're able to get our opponent next turn. I'm expecting something like Remand Shadow, we replay Shadow, they go to Lightning Bolt, we cycle Street Wraith.
Just wait for the tone.
I guess saying Remand Thoughtseize. Let's see what they do. Are gonna go for the Remand? Sure.
you're trying to reach.
I don't want to just get a watery grave here. Like, I know I've got red cards in the deck, but I feel like I don't really need them right now. Just taking Awakening.
If you need further assistance, enter pound now.
No. Take the command. Take the command and not feel great about it. Seems to be coming up a lot this league. Take X. Don't feel great about taking X. Alright. Inquisition's not bad.
Goodbye.
Probably take a Valakut Awakening. They're just gonna cast it. You got it. Tell me how many they put on the bottom. 3, so they put everything down. Fair, fair. Madcap Experiment. That's not doing a whole lot against a Madcap Experiment, is it? Do I have anything in the deck that beats Madcap right now? Didn't bring in K commands. Think I boarded out 1 Dismember, so I think I'm just like cold to this Madcap. One off. Double check before I say the wrong thing. Am I actually dead to Madcap? No, I brought in Jace Vryn's Prodigy. JVP is my only out to Madcap. So let's see if we just happen to draw it. No, one of their remaining cards is Lightning Bolt. There's this Bolt Snap Bolt. Gurmag, make a treasure, sure. I do have to Stubborn Denial this. Punishment for not playing Triumph. Yeah. Yeah. I could trade Platinum for my entire board here. Show me the Jace. I guess we got the Gurmag. Not a Jace. Alright. We'll concede for quality of life and content. So we know we've got to deal with Platinum Empyreons now. I just don't want soul guides at all. Punished like a bad Michael. That's kind of harsh. Blade Master coming in with the Twitch Prime sub. Thank you so much. Appreciate the support. Welcome to the subscribers. Enjoy access to our sweet custom Death Shadow emotes. Also enjoy access to this sweet hand. We've got Hand Disruption. We've got Jace. We've got Baubles and Tigers and Bears. Oh my. Thanks for taking the time to walk through your modern challenge. It's appreciated. Well, I appreciate that you appreciate it. No, it was fun to go back through all the matches and think about them. Because there were plenty of times that I was just like, I don't remember why I did this at all. I got to go back and figure that out. Are we just taking their third land? Is that just like terrible or crazy or what? I'm gonna do it. Since we know they're not drawing into a land this turn. Okay. They're not drawing into a land next turn either. They do have Prismari to ramp, but not if they don't get to the third land to cast Prismari. And at the moment, that appears to be where they're stuck. So we're going to kind of hope to exploit that a little bit. Okay, so I could flip the Jace, minus on a Thoughtseize. They go to remand the Thoughtseize. I Stubborn Denial, and I get to play a Shadow. Is that... Or do they remand the Thoughtseize, and if they draw a land, they Archmage's Charm the Shadow? Let's ditch the Iteration, flip the Jace. How much am I playing into... I could... Is this any target? It is. I could shock in Steam Vents and go to hard cast the Shadow. I could... shock in Steam Vents, cast the Shadow, they go to remand, I stub the remand. I could Inquisition, they remand the Inquisition. I shock in Steam Vents, play the Shadow, hold up Stubborn Denial. I think that might be the best play. So, Inquisition. They remand the Inquisition. I say okay. Jock in Steam Vents. Play the Shadow. Pick up Jace. Say go. Get their land, sure. Going for something main phase. Stub that. Now, do I want to Expressive Iteration and look for another Stubborn Denial? This is only till end of turn, right? Yeah, this turn. But I can minus Shadow looking, or minus Jace for Expressive Iteration. Is that my best line here? I think so. Like, I could hit Thoughtseize. Maybe that's better. Thoughtseize, take Madcap. Inquisition, take Archmage's Charm. Or we can see what they've got going on first. See if I even want to take the Madcap. They drew into a Platinum Empyreon. Alright. Yeah, I guess Scour Myself is fine. Something decisions don't matter. Now, am I going for the discard to buff the Shadow? Think so. And I'll just take a Prismari command. I've got the stub for the Madcap now, so I don't really care about it. The next turn we can cash in Jace for an iteration and try to find lethal. We know they've got Empyreon, Command, Madcap, Unknown. They could Command, shoot Jace, like make it treasure or something just to keep us from getting more Jace value. That would be a modern legal Magic play. What did I say? So I'm just letting this go, right? Am I letting this go? So if I don't let this go, I'm cashing in Jace for an iteration. There's no guarantee that I'm hitting lethal off that anyway, so I think I'm just going to let him have this. Yeah. Never going to hear the end of this one from chat, am I? Whitelisted son of a Platinum Imperion slang bitch. That's me. Opt, you got it. Opt away. If you somehow manage to draw, top deck and draw into 6 gut shots, I'm going to be impressed as hell. Also, you're going to die casting them, but you will have garnered my respect. Alright, 2-0, on to match 3. What do we got? What do we got? Something. Third match of the league. Iteration in Shadow is interesting. Would have thought that Night's Whisper might be better in Death Shadow since you can turn to it and it shocks you. Well, the issue in, like, Grixis is you're usually not running into a problem with lowering your life total. You're running into a problem with finding a threat. So, iteration digging a little bit deeper is relevant. Not that I'm saying it's, like, some absurd amount of power level difference between the two. Grixis is such a roller coaster. Yeah, it is.
So the first thing for me is always
This Sultai Lurrus control. Yep.
And it doesn't matter where the music is going ultimately. This is when it's in your head.
They did bobble themselves.
You've got to know how
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna bobble you too.
basically see it through completion practically on your own these
I
days.
bobbled
And
myself, I'd see it bobble. I bobble them, I see it bobble.
it's out there.
A lot of bobbles. Snapstat, Force, Cryptic. Take a Snapcaster then. And, alright. Land number 2. We need one more and we're not necessarily golden, but doing okay. No, don't main phase your bobble. Don't main phase your bobble, don't do it. They see that I've drawn a Teamer Battle Rage.
And a lot of that doesn't come down to what plugins you have. I mean, sure, having the right reverb helps and everything.
They scry to the bottom off of an opt. So blind draw there, blind draw for turn.
What's in your head and what's in here, what's in your heart.
No add Lurrus to the hand, so it could be
And those two things are
like an Archmage's Charm.
music, in my opinion. Because I'm not really talking about
I need a bobble. I need a bunch of things here. That's a long name following on YouTube.
you have to be able to feel it. You have to know how to take those in your head and in your
Need a
heart.
miracle? I don't think I need a miracle.
Meaningful. And I don't think that's necessarily
Not that I would complain about a miracle here, but
or something you learn from reading a book or watching YouTube videos or anything. I think that's more something you learn from doing it, from trying it over.
oh, well, your Mike Bobble lesson comes up. Bobble is a very passionate, sensitive subject. I don't want my my shadow companions out there like misplaying their baubles. All right. Let's cast a shadow. Does this earn a cryptic command? Heck yes, it does. Then let's cast a shadow. Then, because there's still more to do, we're going to cast a Gurmag. There you go. But for anybody hanging out who doesn't know, I am a very big advocate of correct Mishra's Bauble play and main phasing against the discard deck. Main phase cracking your Bauble against a known discard deck is not where you want to be. Obviously, like any rule of thumb, there are times when that's not the case, but 98.5% of the time, it is. Bring the light. I do like this this version of Tybalt. Pretty sweet. Exiled an Opt and a Death Shadow. Alright. We need to kill this Valky, unfortunately. Or Tybalt. This thing. Need to kill this guy. Dude over here in the corner, just kind of chilling all nonchalant-like. Checking the artwork used in our opponent's deck to make sure they're on the good stuff. Alright, take an Opt. I know they've got another Opt and Exile on their side, but we're going to cut off a little bit of their draw power. Their hand is Force of Negation, Valky, 2 lands. They've got Lurrus in their companion zone. Things are not looking well for our young intrepid hero. But, as they say, we fight on. This could be like... Did I miss what they exiled? I could have sworn they exiled a shadow. Mana leak. Give this a shot just in case it resolves. If it doesn't, I get Force Negation out of their hand. Something good. Not the best. Not horrendous. We can attack through Gurmag now. Kind of expect like add Lurrus to the hand, play Lurrus. Is this just another hard cast Tibble? Sure. I suppose they can do that as well. Alright, deck. I believe. My believing was not rewarded. Alright, post board. Valky, Lurrus, Bring to Light. I know I want Jace. Disdainful Stroke's okay. K-Command's okay. Soul Guides, Fatal Pushes are bad. Dismembers are bad. Battle Rages are pretty bad. Untitled Angler deck. Their deck looks good. You should try it sometime. It looks a lot better than ours that game, didn't it? Ask opponent for deck list. Slightly less, but still, So we mulligan, opponent keeps 7. Alright, Angler is pretty hard for them to answer, so I'm kind of hoping that's going to be able to go the distance. If they have Force of Negation here, it's a little bit awkward. They do not. That's a Gurmag answer. And Nation. I'm not surprised by it. Like, I know they're a Bring to Light deck. They can have Damnation. Huh. So they can double removal next turn, which is unfortunate, but probably necessary. Like, I just need to get as many cards out of their hand as I can. It's like right now they're casting Bring to Light the turn before I'm killing them. So I either need like an extra piece of digging to find like a Stubborn Denial. I need an extra attack in. Something. But I expect this is just push, crack, EE. Yep. So, stubborn denial, where are you at? For that. So, return shadow, you discard. Oh man, did anybody see that weird little animation putting shadow into the hand? It like did this whole compress thing and then come back out as a shadow? Weird. Alright. Moment of truth. It was weird, wasn't it? Rude. That feels so bad. I should have 1 to 2 terminates in for their shadows. Like, the problem with terminate is it does nothing up until exactly this point. Like, it's just sitting dead in hand and... Are you supposed to wait and counter Valky? So, the same question comes up with a few different options in Modern here. Like, oh, are you supposed to save your Disdainful Stroke off the Summoner, or not the Summoner's Pact, the, what's it called? Turn Timber Symbiosis, or... Like, are you supposed to do this other thing? Are you supposed to counter the tutor or what the tutor gets? The problem is you don't always know what the tutor is going to get. Like, if they get something that I can't just counter, alright, then it throws everything out the window. I know that I can counter the Bring to Light. I don't know if I can counter what they get. Yeah, Lurrus is a good reason not to counter the Valky too. Alright. Rough won that game. It's a really bad matchup for us anyway. But that's how it be sometimes. We could play more sideboard answers to try to start swinging things. But I don't think I care enough to do that. Bunch of dismembers. One takeaway is almost all Spike's brews beat up, or all Spike's brews beat up on Shadow. You are correct about that one. Spike does very much enjoy making some mid-range piles or mid-range value piles, and pretty much all of them have very good Death Shadow matchups. Fog me, you got it. Good draws are good. I'll go ahead and Thought Scour myself in case I draw into like a hand disruption spell there. Or sure. So, gotta be wary of a Titan if he's got another land next turn. Or that. So many explorers. Alright. Stubborn Denial is not bad. Alright. The Titan comes down. What's my plan after that? Am I just like going to my turn, snap dismembering? Not enough life to dismember, snap, dismember a Titan. You are correct. Are correct. But they do have to block Titan, which is or they do have to block Shadow, which is a nice spot to be in. Pretty sure they're supposed to just get like Colony Garden bounce land. What do we got? Snap Scour E too. I agree. I agree. But I want to save this Dismember. Because if I get the chance to like have a surprise Dismember for lethal, like if opponent decides, okay, I'm just dead to a Battle Rage anyway, so no point in blocking the Shadow, then I get to Dismember the Titan and swing in for lethal. Let's say Radiant Fountain again. I guess this is okay. Power myself in case I flip over Battle Rage and draw into Snapcaster. Take it, opponent. Got no lightning bolts in the deck. Save my fetch land for Revolt in case I need to kill a Dryad. But if this is just T-West for a Summoner's Pact. Miss lethal? Not with him at 13. I wish I had lethal. Would have made life a lot easier there. But alas, I have done the math. On the draws, Stubb's a lot worse. I wonder how good iteration is in the draw. Got all 4 pushes. I don't think there's enough that it, like, maybe since I'm bringing in Terminate, it's fine, but I don't really want, like, extra Gurmag Anglers with Bajuka Bog. It's always dead in multiples. And I want to keep some number of Fatal Push in because they showed me Sakura Tribe Scout. And not everybody boards that card out. If they had just shown me, like, Arboreal Grazer, I'd board them out more aggressively. But if they show me, like, Tribe Scout or Reclaimer, Elvish Reclaimer, then I want to make sure I'm answering those on curve. Breed, you greatly underestimate my bad luck. They're not tightening for Bog. It's going to be in their opening hand. It's always in their opening hand. They do. I'm telling you. It's a conspiracy against me. That's a really good pickup. Alright, so... let's see what we got. A Blood Crypt. See what our opponent is up to. Alright, so they didn't have it this time. But next time, I'm telling you, they're going to have it. And I guess we're just taking Dismember here. Actually, I should have thought about that. I should have taken Explore. No, Dismember's fine. Member is fine. Because if I had taken the Explorer, they would have just played like any land there. They wouldn't have been tapping out. Yep. Garen Briggs, Summoner's Pact, unknown. I've got Dismember K Command that can kill the Titan. I could draw into like a Thoughtseize here. Alright, so they pack for a Titan. And I'm doing what? Going to my turn. Fetch a basic. Dismember K Command a Titan. I know Primeval Titan, second Castle Garenbrig, unknown. I could just get back second Shadow. But they're on a 2-turn clock anyway. So they get here, like, I guess I don't want to auto yield, because if they get Colony Garden, I want to Fatal Push the token. Probably should take the Pact. I don't think so. Like, at the time, they needed multiple land drops to get up to Titan. And their top decks were like Gruul Turf Explore. So, not a whole lot you can do about that part. But if I don't take the Dismember, I can't get a threat down. And I can't get any pressure going. Because I fetch and shocked every turn, and my Shadow would still be dead to Dismember right here. Alright, so let's go. Am I going down to 1 here? Is there any reason not to? So, Pact. I could still Titan next turn. Do this while I'm thinking. Discard the other Garenbrig. Going to 1 shuts off drawing a Wraith. You're technically not wrong. Alright, do you have Valakut plus Dryad? Valakut Dryad, Forest, Titan. Nope. Only consideration to taking one less damage there. It's the only consideration that matters, right? Like, I've got True Name Nemesis in my deck. Of course I don't want to go down. Jonathan, let's see, you missed like a 200 and something person raid from Yama Killer earlier. Unfortunately, they all hated me, so they left. Let's see. Don't think he still is, but Tom Ross was in here for a bit. Much as I want to keep that hand. Alright, let's get rid of Iteration Battle Rage. Was Tom salty about his loss to top 8? No, it's pretty funny. He came in and asked what I thought about the Yawgmoth matchup. And I said something like, it's one that I don't really want to see in big events or anything like that. And, geez. That's a hand. I said it's one I didn't want to see in big events. And he was like, yeah, good answer. And I mentioned, like, we live within a few hundred miles of each other. Because I'm central Mississippi. He's like southeastern Louisiana. And so I know a lot of the people that he knew, like when he started playing, or that he still knows. And I mentioned some of those, and he was like, oh, you know so-and-so and you stream, I guess I'll forgive you. And I was like, yes. Yes. Forgiveness. I'm not on Tom Ross's bad list. At least so he says. I could actually be, and he just didn't tell me. Nate Eggs, thank you so much for the follow. Hope you're having an awesome Tuesday so far. Appreciate you coming around and hanging out. Checking out some sweet Death Shadow action. Probably a total of 5 people playing Yawg deck right now. That might be generous, actually. Alright, here's my Shadow. Don't kill me. Right, Dragon. Another Manamorphose, okay. Stormwing. Expressive Iteration. Soulscar plus Stormwing. Pretty good. I rotate every time I play versus Yawg. It's either Tom or Predicted, I think's their name. And I draw both Fetch Land and Battle Rage. Opponent's never been so scared in their life. About to see the greatest bluff of 2020. Ready for it? Gonna happen. They're gonna triple block. Never mind. Worth a try. Would have been great though. I want Jace here. Probably. Like, just okay enough. We were so close. If only we could have had a chance to get him to block there. All right, we've got the tools. We just need to find the lands. Opponent's mulled to 6. Step 1 complete. Have opponent mull into oblivion. Step 2, have them on a hand that's light on threats. Working our way up. Step 3, don't top deck a creature. Alright. See how these steps kind of play together one at a time. Step 4, get a clock down. Opponent is drawing into El Dragon de Sprite. Doomwake's 3-1 as well. Too bad you didn't play each other last round. Well, the last time we played Doomwake, I got the better of him. They topped the Sprite Dragon. Terrifying stuff. Step 4, top decking the land you need. Now you're catching on. See, it's really easy when you get all the steps together. Step 5, have opponent not find a Stormwing entity. Alright, big upside, Expressive Iteration, look for a land. I believe, thank God. Alright, so Shadow into the hand, Fatal Push on the bottom, exile the Bloodstained Mire. Attack with our Gurmag. Fetch up, basic Swamp, Fatal Push this gentleman, say go. Would have been funnier when you're both playing the same list. What's Oh, Doom's playing Grixis Shadow right now. That's pretty funny. Alright, so we know Dart, Iteration, Fiery Islet, Unknown. Hopefully these unknowns don't include the card Lightning Bolt. Or if they do, maybe they can warn me ahead of time. Iteration into Vapor Snag would be annoying, but I don't think it would be like game ending. Something, I said not to have a lightning bolt. I said it. Everybody heard me. I was here. The words came out of my mouth. You better flash back that dart. What I thought. Like, I know you're not out here about to not flash back that dart. I just want to Jace here. Give him like one top deck to find an answer to it. I think I'm going to. We will absolutely block one of these points of damage, opponent. So now I get to see what you're drawing into. Stormwing entity. Oh man, that could have been really good. My... That one okay? Yes, that one's okay. So that one. Play that one. Say go. Have fun with your Stormwing entity. Nice. Alright, game 3. What do we got? Something good, something good, something good, something good. Whole bunch of fatal pushes and terminate. Okay. I'm gonna believe. Alright, so we're just like hard, stubborn denying a Stormwing entity here, right? Or hard, stubborn denying a Manamorpho. Not gonna lie, I had this this game working way better in my head. My head. Yeah, going way better in my head. Hit me with your best shot. Why don't you hit me with your best shot? We're doing it. We're doing it. Have fun with the best Prowess creature stranded in hand. What we're hoping for. Come on, play a Swift Spear, swing for 1. Never go for it. Discard Lava Dart. Discard Lava Dart. Yeah. Opponent is so smart and thin. Show it to me. That one. All right. Lay out Uno Shadow. That's Spanish for 1 shadow. Come on, Sprite Dragon. Not a Sprite Dragon. Still could be. Not, but it could be. What do you got? Bottom with the Stormwing. Wait till your turn to play around Spell Pierce. Right. I'm planning on untapping and swinging into this thing. I wonder if opponents got an instant. Get out of here. Ooh. Ooh. All right. We've got ourselves a proverbial ball game. Savvy, how's it going? I think we're like 3-1 this league. Sounds about right. 3-1, give or take a 1. Exile Fiery Islet. Ah. Right. Important to note that they can't flash back both of these lava darts right now, which is pretty fun. So I think I'm just going to deal 4 here. I want to get the shadows past 3/3 so they're not just dead to bolt. But I don't really want to go crazy on my life total here. Exile a mountain. So they can't have double spell pierce here. Vapor Snag ironically kills them. How many times do you get to say that? Vapor Snag kills them on multiple levels. They put themselves down to 4 for blue. They put us down to 8 for the 1 life loss off the snag. Either way, it makes our shadows lethal. So, good times. They could go like Lava Dart a shadow. No, so that's still only 3. They could go like Bolt a shadow, flashback a Lava Dart on it. I know they've got a mountain in hand. So, or they can get pushed, you're right. Any of these lines are plausible right now. Like, if this were a paper tournament, I would probably look at my opponent and just say, like, hey, can you beat double fatal push? And just, like, show them 2 fatal push. But because it's not paper, not do such a thing. All right. 4-1, 4-1. What do we think about this deck? They'd get salty and leave the store. Yeah, maybe a little bit. So, I think we only cast Iteration twice. We cast it against Through the Breach, and it found It found a Stubborn Denial, is that right? I'm pretty sure. Then we cast it there against Prowess, and it found our third land, so we could Fatal Push. Notably, in that game against Prowess, the fetch land was... No, it was the first card, so something like Night's Whisper would have done it as well. Staff Matt, GG's as well. It's a really weird matchup. Prowess has got some pretty good tools for it, but like I just saw a whole bunch of removal, and if I've got a clock, there's not a whole lot you can do about just a bunch of removal on my side. Like, you're more able to find your threats, but it does require a little bit of spinning wheels to do so. And if I can take advantage of that time a little bit, then I can build some momentum. But well played for sure. So, Iteration was okay. I don't know if it's a 3-of card. Because there were a lot of times we were on like 1, maybe 2 lands. Thought I had lethal the last turn, but I was 1 short, but you had the push anyway. Actually had the second push as well, just in case. Like I said, I drew a ton of removal, but it was kind of sketchy there in the middle where I had to play out a 3/3 Shadow when you had the Stormwing entity, and I was just kind of like hoping I could get to untap with that Shadow. One iteration for a K Commander Bolt, possibly. Like, Iteration did feel a little bit clunky, and I don't know how much I want to cast it until I like have 3 or 4 mana. Wasn't sure about killing that Gurmag either. Yeah, like if you left it at 1 and kept the third land, it probably would have been about the same. I don't know if you needed to kill it because I just couldn't attack through the Soul Scar anyway. But when you sacked the third land and I bobbled and saw Stormwing on top, then it was kind of okay. I can be aggressive and get out on the board. But if I had bobbled and seen Stormwing on top and knew that you had a dart in the yard with a mountain and you could flash it back, then it becomes a little bit riskier. Because I just didn't have a way to grow the shadows at that point past 3/3s. So if you Stormwinged and scryed into Lightning Bolts, I was going to have a lot of trouble dealing with that. Yeah, the rest of the deck felt great. We found threats reasonably often, and when you find threats, like Grixis is going to be good. Usually the trouble the deck has is not finding the guys and just sitting there like awkwardly thought scouring and disrupting over and over again. Out of the board, we didn't see Tron. Disdainful Stroke was fine. We saw Amulet Titan. We just didn't see Stroke in that matchup. Jace was pretty sweet. Did a lot of carrying for us. Terminate was good. We saw Prowess. K-Command was average, but not great. Soulguide, we didn't see any graveyard matchups. Return, we didn't see any return matchups. Played a bit of Grixis and know sometimes if the first threat dies, the deck just falls apart. Right. Like, I think when you killed the Gurmag, we had double Shadow in hand as well. And just didn't have any more ways to lose life. So I didn't want to play it out as a 3/3 unless, like, we felt reasonably confident they could stay alive. So I just happened to have the threat part of it, but I wouldn't have had ferocious threats, which is a significant difference for sure, which you said you've played the deck, so you know that all too well. But yeah, otherwise, I think Grixis performed pretty well. Obviously, can't complain too much about a 4-1. Prefer 5-0s, but it happens. Played it and was bad at it. If it makes you feel any better, I play the deck like every single day and I'm still bad at it. So, yeah, I get the feeling, or get the sentiment completely. Not necessarily Grixis every day, but Shadow variant of some sort every day. True. I know it's true. Like, Steven gives me crap if I say it, but I punted today in the in one of the matchups earlier. Like, I absolutely punt. I'm human. I tell ya. Oh, let's see. Is everybody playing? This one.